start with the recording. Now, Google Analytics has changed. Wayne's already alluded to this fact, and this is just for purely interest purposes. If you look at it, you'll have the UA Google merchandise and you'll have GA4. GA4 is the new version of it. I don't like it as much. I don't think it's as good or as intuitive. I think it's lost a lot of functionality that you had with the previous version. However, what I think Google have done is married it up to their target audience. But you want to follow, what I'm asking you to do is follow along with me. Yes? The best way to learn this thing is to use it and to click as I click and to explore as I do and to make mistakes. The best thing about this is you can't mess it up. You can't mess it up because you just reload it. Yes? If you apply a filter, reload it. You can't get it wrong. So when we get onto here, we've got users, we've got new users, average engagement time and total revenue. Now, what should be said is if you're a Google Business account user, your data is fairly real time, and that means within half an hour or so. If you're an average user like I am and you are right now, it takes 1 to 2 days to come through. But it's important we make the distinction between users and new users. Why? Riley? Exactly. Now that's a really important point because look, we got 14,000 users, but only half of them are new users. So that means what? Well, sorry, only half. Over half are new users. That means whatever we were doing is right. That's a really simple decision, really simple metric, but I can go down. Yes, and I can start to drill into it. Now, if we go down to, I can scroll down here, I can see top countries, and I've got a few bits and bobs down here. But I want to click on this first icon here on the left-hand side, which is reports. Now, in Google Analytics, we have reports. Now, there is no expectation, absolutely no expectation that you use all the reports. If you've already done the demographic stuff from the data I provided you with, which I know some people have, absolutely use that. But you have got to, at some point, gather some information and data from here. So I'll start very quickly with real-time data. This just gives us an overview within the last 30 minutes who's using the site. Maybe the types of users, the locations that those users are coming from, but we've got to be careful with that because those users, even if they are local, might be routing through different places. Yes? The one thing I'm going to say here before we go any further with Google Analytics, and it pains me a little bit, is that Google Analytics is not accurate. Google Analytics is not an accurate data source. Does anybody care to tell me why? Oliver? Absolutely. Could be using a VPN. Brilliant. Charlie? Yeah, probably making more in 63,000 revenue. Yeah, because that's only a sort of a guesstimate revenue because what it's not doing is linking it to exact sales. Gabe? Yep. So it might be. Now there is a catch-all. There used to be with Google Analytics what's called a session. Now one of the metrics we're going to look at is called a session, which is what Gabe's just referred to, and a session is, I think it's about half an hour. It is on Google standard website. That means if you load up a website and leave it running after 30 minutes, if it's been idle, no other actions taking place, time's out. Yes, that's one session. So it doesn't capture that time, but we can tweak that. Now, the other reason it's not accurate, I have one laptop in my house. No, that's not true. We have two. My wife has a work laptop. It's a horrible laptop. It's a rubbish laptop. I bought it because it was cheap. But my son uses it. I uses it. That's not even proper English. I use it. My wife uses it. And sometimes my daughter uses it. Are we all the same person? No. Are we all using my Chrome account? Yes, is the answer to that question. So even though the analytics is based on cookies, yes, and in some cases based on accounts, if it's got stuff in there like that, anybody who uses it in my house, whether they're nearly a 9-year-old boy, a 6-year-old girl, or a man or woman, yes, comes out as a aged man, yes? Does that make sense? Everybody following that? So what that does, it puts me down as this. Now, the other thing is, does anybody know what a new user is identified as? Charlie? Correct. From this browser on this device. So if I join from a different device using a different web browser, I'm now another user. So I can be 2 users on one device. Does that make sense? So what you have to take into account very quickly here is that it's trend data. It's there to give us an idea of who's using it, yes? People don't go out their way to mismanage the data, but it's just a guide. That's all it is. So let's have a look at some of the reporting. Real time, we're not really bothered about, but acquisition, retention, engagement. In fact, no, I'm not going to do those ones. I'm not going to do games reporting. We're going to do life cycle. Life cycle's better for retail stuff. So there's 2 sets of reports we're going to use. We're going to use life cycle reports. We're going to use user reports. And this is going to be a very, very quick fire thing. So we're going to start with acquisition. Now, acquisition is a fancy way of saying, how did we get the users? Where did they come from? Yes? I want to know where they came from. Okay? Is that right? No, it's not. There we go. I want acquisition. Oh, no. Oh, no. It's because you're all doing it at the same time. Right. Stop clicking on it because I think Google's having a bit of a wobbly with me. Oh, no. Google's got wise. College is bombarding it with requests. All come out of it. Oh, no. I think it does think it's being DDoSed from college. Oh, no. That's gone horribly wrong. Right. Are you all still, oh, some of you have the same issue. Your account might be at risk, suspicious activity. Yeah, because we're all accessing it at the same time. Right. It's let you in. Right, so just hear me out. I'm going to have to just ad-lib this, okay? Acquisition reports. Acquisition reports are all about how we got the user. Yes? Did they get to us? Have you still got it open? Yeah, I'm going to stand over Jack's shoulder. So acquisition overview. Okay, what Jack's got here is who were the users, how many converted, and how did they get there? Now we can tell on the first report, new users by default channel grouping. Did they come via organic search, which basically means they went to Google, they went to Bing, they came looking for you? Was it an advert like display? Was it a paid search? How did they get to you? And when they got there, which pages did they spend time on? Does that make sense? Now, we're not going into loads and loads of detail here. But if we go down to user acquisition, which is the next report down. Yeah, no, next one down. So we've got acquisition overview, user acquisition. This breaks it down. So those that came to us by direct links, it's all right. I think Google thinks it's being attacked. Correct. Correct. Can you share screen? Are you on Teams? Oh, who's on Teams? That's still good at using? Who's me? Charlie, share your screen for me, please. Brilliant. Charlie, you're going to have to be my hands for now. Right. Charlie's saving the day. Here we go. So Charlie, can you go to reports, please? Oh, brilliant. This is good. Request. Oh, I might be able to. Here we go. You give me control? No, no, don't dismiss. You giving me control or not? Waiting for approval. If you're watching this video back, please bear with us. Technical difficulties. Good job we didn't show this yesterday. I'm requesting control again, Charlie. Should be at the top. Oh, I'm in. I'm in. Right, here we go. Internal error. No! Oh, no, it's all gone horribly wrong. Internal error. Right, all log out.